Secured, it's red and white. That's not ripped or torn, more or less. And my landing gear, properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The foot is fully raised and the handle is stowed. Okay? You don't have to talk about the cross beam and all that other stuff that he talks about. Just what I said. That's all you gotta say. Moving on down.
That's tail right.
I got a marker, turn, hazard, and reflector. It's properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. It's amber in color and it's clean. It's freaking fly, man.
Yeah. You have to say that during the inspection?
Yeah. You don't have to talk about your belly lines. All right? Right now they're stretched out because these tandems are all the way back. I got my sliding tandem rail, my locking button, and my locking pins. They're all properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The locking button and pins are in the locked position. All right, I know you're gonna love me. I'll get underneath. Look towards the rear. Slide on in. Get all comfortable.
Got that shot, the airbags.
That means everyone else.
Got the dual brake chamber with your hoses.
All right, so what we're going to talk about, this is an A-frame suspension. It consists of airbags, shock absorbers, and torque rods. Torque rods run down the bottom underneath of the axle.
Mm-hmm.
All those items are properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The airbags have no abrasions, bulges, cuts, or leaks, and the shock absorber is not leaking. I also got my dual brake chambers with their air hoses, clamps, slack adjusted push rod. They're all properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The air hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. There's no leaks in the system. The slack adjuster has 1 inch of play when the brake is released. You look inside the rims, you'll see the brake linings and the drum. They're all properly mounted and secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no grease, oil, or debris in the drum, and the linings are at least 1/4 inch thick. On your way out, take a look at the bud rims. You'll see there's no space between them. Got my bud rims. Properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no space between the rims, no debris between the tires. Just a gouge in it.
Now, if we've seen that, do we still take the truck?
Yeah, it's fine. There's no space between the rims, no debris between the tires. The rims have no welding repairs. I got my tires. Remember, TCP. Tread's got to be evenly worn, at least 2 30-seconds of tread depth. C stands for condition. The tires are properly mounted, secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on the treads or the sidewalls. The pressure is 100 psi. I would check that at my valve stems with an air gauge. My valve stems are properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The caps are present and they're not leaking. And oh, by the way, my tire's not leaking. You can back up anytime you want. I got my lug nuts. They're all properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. There's no rust trails that would indicate a loose lug. These are my hub seals. They are properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware, and they're not leaking.
These called hub seals. What are those called again?
On the
steer wheel.
They're also hub seals.
Hub seals.
The axle seals are on the drive axles.
Drive axle. Seals.
Okay, axle seal.
Axle
So it's
seal.
hub, axle, hub.
Okay.
How you say that again, Chris?
Hub, axle, hub. Okay. This is your tie back. You don't have to talk about it. Got mud flaps. They're properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. They're wide enough to cover the tire. They're not dragging the ground. Got my ABS light. Properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken. Not missing any hardware. It's amber in color and it's clean. I got my marker light. Properly mounted, secured, not bent, cracked, or broken. Not missing any hardware. And it's red in color. You notice it's the only red light on the side of the vehicle. Sometimes at night when you're looking at your mirror, the only thing you're going to see back there is this light. And you don't want it to be flashing on and off. You want to be able to see it if you're going around turns and stuff. Back of the vehicle up at the very top, I got my clearance light. They're properly not secure, not been cracked or broken, not missing any hardware. They're red in color and they're clean. We'll talk about my DOT tape. I got white tape on the top of the door, red and white on the bottom of the door, and red and white on my bumper. It's all properly mounted, secured, not ripped or torn. I'm gonna talk about my doors. I got the doors themselves, the latches, and the handles. Also got hinges. They're all properly mounted, secured, and bent, cracked, or broken, not missing any hardware. The handles and the latches are in the lock position. We're gonna talk about both of them because right now the latches are locked, but the handles are not. Don't have to talk about our tie-back chains. Don't have to talk about our seal. These are my tail lights. This is a marker turn hazard. This is a marker brake. So my marker turn hazards and my marker brakes are properly mounted and secured. Not been cracked or broken. I'm missing any hardware. They're red in color and they're clean. This is my DOT bumper. Properly mounted and secured. Not been cracked or broken. I'm missing any hardware. Don't have to talk about the tag or the tag light. Back in the 30s, this was put into use by all trucks in the U.S. and eventually Canada followed suit.
That was the reason why.
There was an actress. I'll think of her name in a
I
second.
forget her name.
Mansfield. Her name was Mansfield. She was driving around with her daughter. There was a tractor trailer on the side of the road. His flashers were on, and these trucks tend to be beacons. People run straight into the back of them.
Seriously?
She was driving along with her daughter in the car. She realized at the last second the truck wasn't moving. She hit her brakes. There was no bumpers at that time. She ended up underneath the trailer axles, and she was decapitated by the trailer.
Ooh, Jesus.
Her daughter's still alive, and she still
Traumatized.
talks about it. This does not prevent accidents. It does prevent death. All right? That's it.
And you need the
The
hinges?
hinges.
Yeah,
You
the
did a
hinges.
good
Yeah,
job.
I mentioned it. When
What about the lights up
door.
there?
Yeah, he said that when we came around.
Now, if I was doing a C inspection, when I was done with that, I would have to go back and do my coupling.
Oh, your coupling.
Mm-hmm. And I'd have to do all my lights. And then I'd have to get in the truck and do the in-cap. Okay? You always got those 4 things to do. And also, as I was walking out, I'd be looking for leaks underneath. Okay? You gotta check for the leaks. You gotta do your lights. You gotta do everything that couples the vehicle together and the in-cap, no matter what section you get. All right? My head's about to cook right now.
You did great, though.
I'm
You did
ready
great.
to go inside.
Yeah, you did good.
We'll come back out tomorrow.